Yo, what's up? YouTube, guitar, people that like things about guitars. This is my week of FGN. Whether I'm saying this, whether I release all these in one thing or not, I don't know. I'm just making shit up as I go. Now, one of the reasons why I wanted to show the FGN product line was A, FGN's paying me. Duh! And secondly, I tested these at Sandner in Limburg, the store where I bought my first guitar, and they have a lot of the product line there. Frankly, more than Thomann, which is interesting. I think they're not a Gibson dealer, so they go with FGN, which is a good choice. But my buddy in the store there, I tested the Expert Flame, which is on the wall over there. And I already had the LS30, and I really liked that. And then he gave me this, and I was like, what the? And I'm like, how much and what? And that blew me away. So I said, I want to show you guys what FGN is all about. Now, FGN Fujigen in Japan is the company, the factory where Ibanez gets all their prestiges made. And the quality on those is flawless, just like on these guitars. Now, this was a traditional Les Paul. I wouldn't be able to do this that easily because this thing is light as fuck. Absolutely stunning craftsmanship on these guitars. We don't really have to go into the details. Well, that was a cookie crumb. I just had a cookie. We don't have to go into craftsmanship details because these guitars are pretty flawless. This J-Std Flame flat top, now I can see has fingerprints on it right there. If I do this, I can see the fingerprints. And now I can't. It gets delivered in a gig bag. Not the greatest gig bag, but it's at least there. The guitar clocks in street price at around the guitar clocks in at about street price. The street clocks at the guitar price in at, as is on the street when you're walking, at 939 euros, let's say 950, is the street price of this J-Std Flame flat top from FGN. Now, I just shot the video that might or might not come before or after this with the LS and the LC. Where we compare all the more traditional Les Paul type builds. On those guitars, it's all very traditional, the way that they are. There's no coil split. The headstock even looks more traditional instead of this FGN headstock, which has a little dip in it. On the even higher end FGNs, this has even a 3D shaping, which you will see on the Expert Flame. Here it is. What? No, it's there. On the other one, it's, I think, differently colored. I really like this headstock detail with a little dip in it. Now, 939 comes in a gig bag. Traditional style Klusen thingies. We need to talk about this. And this is something, and I have to tell you what it is, only that I don't know. It's not a traditional stop tail. It is the Goto dual access zinc bridge from FTP. Well, it's the FGN FJTP dual access zinc bridge. So this is Goto, this is not. The idea of this is very clever. So you can go in the back, and across here. But you can also come from the back, the other back, not the other back. Go all the way through this bridge and come out. So you can go string through body or traditional. I apologize for not having taken the plastic off. That's where that line comes from. I would like to return these in sellable condition. So we're gonna ignore the fact that this is a little bit milky. That is because I haven't taken the plastic off. This is a flat top, not a curved top. It's le flat. Oh my God, I wasn't gonna do the French. So, interesting, again, non-traditional. Pickup switch is not here because that is something more expensive to do, doing the routing. So we have this pickup, that's why on the back you have nothing, which I really like how it's shaped, going halfway through this bridge pickup. Very sexy, and then a little dip here. We have, of course, no binding. We have no curve These are all things that cost extra money. Interestingly, this guitar has the SH18 Seymour Duncans in it at 900 and roughly 50 euro that are available in the LS30, the highest priced of their Les Paul homages, which clocks in at 1849. So this has the same pickups as the top of the line Les Paul thingy. Interestingly also, the others don't have this. This does. Call tap, which I just found out by reading the website. So 3 positions, volume, call tap. I like that this is a blacky whitey and that's a silvery, kind of neat. Now this is called the flat top, okay? It's called the J-Std Flame for a reason that I don't know, because there is no flame on this. Absolutely not. This is a basswood body, Linde for the Germans. And I don't see any flame anywhere. Why they're called flame, I don't know. I think that model is called flame. There's an expert flame, and I think the shape and the whole model with that headstock and all that is called the flame, which is kind of a little bit confusing there, FGN. Call it something else. They also have this in P90s and a more modern version, which I really like, in white with maple fretboard and active humbuckers. We're going to look at the, I think, Iliad, I think that's what it's called, but in the tele version in another video. So you can get variations of this in different heavinesses. Beautiful fretwork. This is well, dots always indicate, well, it's a cheaper guitar, it's a simpler guitar. I would have just left them out, makes it look more high-end, but dots are the, you know, bargain inlay. So what else can I tell you? There is no weight relief, and the guitar is feather freaking light. It is so comfortable to hold, to pick up. It will never break your back. This is really, really cool. Polyurethane spritzy on it. What I love about it, Michiel just ripped me a new one for this, but the satin neck where they took the high gloss off again, he really bitched about the fact that this is just straight, but this is pretty much how factory guitars are done. You know, they'll tape off here to do this in a different shape. Well, go to Michiel. He can do it for you. But I love, interestingly enough, the guy that just called is a dealership that deals with FGN. Hey, Ludwig. Weird. LKG Guitars in Gladenbach has FGNs in stock. I don't know why he calls while I make my FGN video. So, what was I gonna say? I love this. I love satin necks. So, under $1,000, Japanese quality, comes in the gig bag, which, well, should be better. Cold tappy, modern features, through the body or through the bridge, which is cool, whatever you like. Let's look at those tuners. On the LS and the LC, the tuning stability was, left something to desire. So let's just put that way. That needs more creamer. So, we're gonna start with the Tone King for clean, and we're gonna go through a couple of amps. Action could come down a bit. Neck is a pretty fat, but doesn't even say that. It's a pretty fat neck. 43 millimeters here. Got 10s on it right now. 24.75 inch scale, or also for our Finnish friends, 2.5 whale sharks. What do I know? SD90 SL tuners, and the circle fretting system I gotta talk about. The frets are all half moons, but very, 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 very subtle. You can't see it. So that at any point of the guitar, the string is running completely perpendicular 90 degrees to the fret and never like this. Because on the outside, technically, they run across the fret slightly crooked. So they actually insert the frets with a tiny, tiny, tiny bit of a radius. The way it resonates is fantastic. That works. And tappy tap. It's not a single coil, it's a thinner sound, but it's usable. I would want to compress them because they're kind of thin. With some compression, those are great for open, nice cleans with lots of reverb. A little bit bitey. That's a good sound. That's a fatter sound. Holy crap, is this good? I'm sorry. For the money, hell yeah. This is quality and tone that you would get from the much more expensive, like, or more expensive LS and LCs, just without the visuals and more modern features. One thing we want to point out, possibly, the neck is thick, but there's no volute, which is weird because if they go for a modern guitar, without the frills or without the omissions of the classic guitars, they might as well put a volute here. And it's not like they don't know how to do it, because if we're looking at this Elliott 7-string something, there clearly is a guitar tit on it. So, don't know why they didn't do it there. And on modern interpretations, I also like to see locking tuners, which is absolutely possible in this price range. Yes, FGN, you can do it. Not on the vintagey ones. Actually, you can. There are vintagey ones with a different mechanism. Anyway. That is very nice. We're going to go to a different clean sound on the Diesel Powell, which is more twinish. Some Wampler Pantheon with single coil in the neck. What you're hearing, by the way, is the mic in front of this cab. So when I'm switching amps, it's still using the speaker from the combo, but also mixed in is the aux with the 412 Creamback loaded, just for those people that don't know what I usually do. Moving on to the Argos, which is this really, really pretty, right now it's way too dark up there, amp from Australia. It's pretty much a Bassman JTM 45 hand-wired clone with some modern frills. Great amp for really classic rock sounds. Okay, moving on. Laney LA30BL, made by Black Country Customs in England. Tony Iommi, no master volume, 30 watts of pure mayhem for rock and roll. Maybe. Moving on to the Friedman small box on the BE channel. Works. We have one more, which is the Revv 100p. Let's see how heavy this guitar can get. Something like that I wrote once. That works. And then, of course, back to pretty. Let's compress it a little bit. With some reverb. Let's see. Didn't mean to loop that twice there. I was just gonna noodle, but I don't know how the looper works. So, bottom line, I gotta say, this is one of the guitars from FGN that most impresses me. They leave out all the frills. They leave out the weight. They leave out the, oh my God, look at that top. Fuck that, who needs that? This is an absolute workhorse of a guitar for someone that needs to rock, blues, even funk with the here, metal. Yes, you can. Features that I love, like a satin neck, but everything is still thick and blah. I just love this thing, and for the money, you'd be hard-pressed to find a tone machine like this. And I'm gonna say it because FGN is not here. So PRSSE are great guitars. They're $100 or $200 under this. They will not in any way, I'm sorry, PRS, you make good guitars. They will not in any way compete with this tonally. Will not. They have nicer kickbacks though, and nicer tops. But when you're looking for tone, that is the freaking, I'm gonna say this probably competes with the PRS S2 for easily 500 more. The S2s are also simpler. That's kind of the concept. Simple but good. That's the shit right here. If you're looking for a guitar that actually does the job, look no further than the FGN J-Std Flame, which doesn't even have a flame. Seymour Duncan's on it, come on! Just get a different kickback for it. And maybe in a colorway. Don't see all the... This is a great guitar, check it out, absolutely. Probably one of the range that I would recommend the most. Bang for the buck, that's what you get here. Made in Japan, people. Thanks, Michiel, for switching. We're gonna have cake now, because it's Michiel's birthday. And then we'll shoot more FGN videos. FGN videos. See you on Le Flop, The Flip. And what's at the end?